YouTube, what's going on? My name is Argon. Welcome back to some Fortnite action. Today I have for you a beautifully played game, probably my best game so far. I played this game totally perfect. There's gonna be some mistakes here, a little bit of luck along the way, but I'll tell you guys about those situations when they occur. Now, I recorded this gameplay offline and didn't have any commentary over, so we're gonna talk about it right now. So if you guys are struggling to get wins, or you want to see, you know, how to play certain engagements certain ways and how to strategize your gameplay, this is a really good video for you to watch. Now, oddly enough, I am landing in Dusty Depot. Like I've said before, I'm not a big fan of Dusty Depot, but in this case, when you're playing solos, it's actually kind of cool. Like, you can land, it's pretty easy to get a gun real quickly, and then if you've got a decent shot, which my first engagement is not all that clean, you can get some kills, pick up a lot of loot along the way. You can usually get like 3 or 4 kills just out of Dusty Depot alone, depending on how many people land there. But either way, I only get 1 at the start of this match. But yeah, you can get kills pretty straightforward because most times there's not enough loot for people to get really looted up or really hidden in a good spot where they can sneak up on you. It's more like a classic kind of first-person shooter experience. So I do kind of like it for solos. I don't think I would try it for duos or squads. But either way, we're going to go ahead and skip some of the parts where there's like slow periods until we can get to more exciting action. So you got the first kill, moved out of Dusty Depot, and I'm moving around trying to get some loot. Now, I'm always kind of confused what to do when I'm in this situation, right? Where I'm already in the circle and I'm not kind of in the middle of nowhere in a way. So I found what's best is just constantly move around, trying either always be trying to think about looting or always trying to think about finding that next gunfight, you know what I mean? A big thing here is, like you see, I'm just grabbing some loot and I happen to hear somebody walking by, so I'm gonna go ahead and engage him, right? Now, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is pacing when it comes to these games. Is when it comes to it, you really want to be always doing something. Always move on to doing the next thing, either like I'm doing healing, or if you're, you know, getting into a fight, or whatever it is that you're doing, or you're going for some more loot, always trying to be doing something. Even if you're building a base to like protect yourself or sit in a spot, like have an idea how you want to play that out so that you're not kind of just sitting and falling out of the rhythm. I think like it seems like whenever you fall out of rhythm in this game, that's when you can get caught off guard. You kind of lose your awareness of what's going on, and then, you know, have that sort of thing happen. So like I said, in this case, like, I'm just kind of wandering around. I don't really know what to do. I figured I'll just go hit this loot truck because I don't think anybody's hit it yet. And then I happen to go and I grab some of the loot, I think, and then what happens is I hear some gunfights. I decide to go clean that up. But yeah, I mean, you just have to kind of get a little bit lucky. That's I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a luck situation. But right here, I'm just trying to do some, you know, looting, whatever I can get out of this situation. And then I decide to push over to the loot truck. Meanwhile, just constantly looting. Always be moving. If anything, if someone's like tracking you and they're trying to snipe you, they're not gonna be able to hit you because you're constantly moving. Especially with what I'm doing right now, I'm completely unpredictable. I'm just going one way, coming back the other way, like completely random. But once I see this loot here in this loot truck, I'm like, well, let me just go for it and see what they got. And I do hear the crate, so I'm like, all right, well, I'll get the crate next. But then I get lucky and I hear some gunshots, and I'm like, well, there's gunshots. Let's go get some more kills. I'm only sitting at 1 kill, so I better get more, you know? Pushing on over to Dusty Depot. These guys must have pushed into Dusty late or something. This guy, I peek him over the hill. I see he's already just got the kill, and he's trying to do some loot cleanup. And rather than me push through this way, like straight through the front of the side of the building, whatever, I decided to build myself a little ramp. Peek on over. He has no clue I'm there. I have the opportunity to choke a bunch of shots before I finally get the kill. The guy literally had no idea I was anywhere or where I was. He just knew he was getting shot. Bought me some time to go ahead and get the kill and get the loot and keep moving. So now that I got that kill out of the way, I go ahead and I go back to what I was doing, which was looting. I want to get back to this crate because I want to see if there's anything good in it. I get kind of lucky. I get these mini shields, which are a little bit kind of, there's too many of those out on the field if you ask me. Now it seems like everybody you get into a fight with has a shield. I don't really like them. I tend to not carry them because I just don't find them. I don't want to waste a slot on them because there's so many of them out there. They're so easy to find. But now that I've done that, I've gotten a little bit of shield. I do hear a supply drop, so I want to check to see where that's at. And since I did build up to where that loot crate was, I don't want to just rush right out because somebody could be kind of peeking me. And that's when I realized the supply drop is actually landing right on me. So rather than rush it and wait for it and put myself, you know, at a disadvantage, I know there's gonna be people eyeing that supply drop, especially where it's at, because it's literally in the middle of a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just peek it out. I'm going to see if I can't get somebody who's trying to get to it. And then I do happen to hear these gunshots. So I'm like, all right, well, let me just figure out what's going on. And then I get a little bit lucky in when I, like right about here, I turn around to look. I happen to catch some guy, you know, kind of bush camping, or he was dressed as a bush. So I end up trying to push him, trying to get into an engagement. And now what I want to point out here is that I haven't built myself anything. I don't have a lot of materials, but there's a bush guy right there. He's trying to be sneaky. I haven't built myself anything because I haven't alerted anybody that I'm here. As soon as you build yourself a little base, people know you're there, then they're likely to push you. You're going to be the center of attention. But for now, I don't need to. And I can easily attack this guy in the bush and get a kill. Now notice, I don't go for his loot because I know I have this other guy that just opened the supply drop. I got to deal with him. So right here, after I get this kill, this guy, I don't know if he knows where I am or he's trying to get himself in a better position. But as soon as he builds this stuff, I realize I need to push him. If you notice, I've got a double shotgun class and I've got some grenades which I'm throwing to lead in. So I'm leading in with the grenades and I'm going to ramp over this guy with the double shotgun class. He's pretty much stands no chance. And if you see, just look how easy this is. Just one tap, two tap. It's just that easy. You know, that guy literally had no chance, and look at all this loot that he's got. So now that I've gotten ahead and done this, what I want to do is build myself something, because there's tons of loot around. I have no idea what's going on. I need to get as much of this as possible. I just got 2 kills and a supply drop was open in my area. There's going to be, if there's nobody paying attention to this, I would be lucky. But just to be safe, I'm building myself some protection so I can medkit up, get the loot that I want, and get myself somewhere to protect myself. Now notice also, once I build this little fort, if you will, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know, the building's been kind of weird lately. It doesn't seem to be as reliable as it used to be. I keep doing this weird thing where I build ramps outside of my base on accident. I don't know. But either way, I don't rush to go get loot, guys, because I know where it is. So I know that I want to first make sure nobody's trying to attack me, and then I'll go for the loot, because I still have time before the storm moves, and I want to make sure that I protect myself, stay alive, and then I can go out and get the loot when I'm ready. Okay, so now I've made it into Salty, which is the direction that the storm was transitioning. And this is always kind of a sketchy area because Salty is such a hot drop area where a lot of people like to drop. So I found myself a little hole and I'm deciding to build myself some protection. I made it inside the storm. I know that half of Salty is not in the storm. So there's a chance if there's anybody hiding in one of the houses, they're going to come rushing out. So I'm going to build myself some protection. I'm going to get up some high ground and I'm going to make sure that I get the jump on anybody trying to sneak out of there, or who's trying to get, like if there's somebody hiding in a house, they're trying to get a jump on somebody. Well, I'm going to try and get the jump on them instead. On top of that, I happen to see this fort over there, and for some weird reason, I don't know if it's my old eyes or what it is, but that little thing there in the right corner of that fort, I thought it was someone's head or something, so I'm like, I'm just going to keep an eye on this. So I fast forwarded this little section just because it is a little bit of camping, but you know what, it's kind of necessary. I don't have too far to go to the next storm. I don't want anybody getting caught coming out of the storm to be behind me and give them an easy kill. So I waited out, I see what's what, and then I decide to bail and make a transition for it. Now I got to get out of Salty, which is kind of sketchy. Like I said, it's always weird leaving these cities because people just like to hide in buildings and they just literally wait till the last second. They just do weird stuff. So that I decide I'm just going to go ahead and move now. And this is probably the only part of the game where I actually really make a mistake. So I make 2 mistakes here. The first mistake is I don't realize that this hill, I want to get to the high ground, right? I don't realize that this hill is not in the zone, in the next zone. I totally don't even check the map. And on top of that, I do that right there, which is where I, you know, forget how much material I have and end up falling off the ramp. So if anybody was watching me, I just gave him a chance to kill me again. So like I said, I got lucky nobody was watching me. I also got lucky that I don't know where everybody is, but they're not here. That's for sure. So I'm like, all right, well, I got a little bit lucky there. I'm going to push to the next high ground because I know this next mountain that I'm going to go up, the one that's right in front of me, it's a really good mountain to take over. I don't know if the storm tends to close in on this mountain quite a bit. I don't know. I don't have any numbers to back this up, but I'm going to go and ramp up to it. I'm not too worried about using material at this point because I know it's getting late in the game. Anybody who end up getting into a fight with will probably have enough material for me to take if I get the win. So I really just got to get myself that next win, and I should have enough material to keep moving. So once I get up here, I realized like some weird stuff went down. I don't know what people were doing. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and like sit here and try and figure out, now that I've moved, that's one thing I like to do. Once I make a transition, I like to just sit around and figure out what's going on before I start making really any other decisions of moving forward or what to build. In this case, I just want to create a little bit of a distraction. These little roofs are good for this type of thing. Like, people don't know if anybody's there, and it gives you some good protection. So I'm going to sit out. It's not really like I'm just watching to see if anybody's going to push the mountain to attack me. I'm not really in a position to take on anybody who's not on the mountain, but this is just to get myself set up for the next, you know, whatever happens next. So I heard this sniper and I'm like, all right, time to get into a fight with this guy because I know he's on top of the mountain. He comes out. I could have sworn he didn't know I was there. He must have saw the new buildings on top of the house, and that's when he realized somebody was here. And he makes a very big mistake. Now, guys, what this guy's about to do, don't ever, ever, ever do. He literally goes in the house and locks himself in a room. Like, that's what little kids do when they don't want their parents to catch them. Like, you don't do that in this game. Like, he's at a severe disadvantage. Unless he's got some crazy scheme like an RPG ready to go that he's just waiting for me to blow the door down or open the door. I don't know what he's planning on doing. My guess is he's got a shotgun and he's aimed at the door and he's just thinking I'm going to open the door like an idiot and just wait for him. But instead, I'm going to go and shoot the wall down. Now, the thing is, I could just leave this guy because clearly he's just going to camp. But I need to deal with him because what's going to happen is someone's going to push me. Then this guy's going to come out and try and kill us both. So I got to deal with him. And I got to deal with him quick because I don't want to draw this attention and completely not pay attention to what's going on around me just to get rid of this guy and then catch some guy who's just waiting for us. To be fair, this guy did put up a pretty good fight considering the situation he put himself in. I played it a little bit too aggressive. I could have been a little more patient and kind of shoulder peeked him from, you know, by the room over there. But I knew I had plenty of medkits and I knew I had to deal with him fast, so I took care of him. He didn't have too much loot, which might explain why he wasn't really building anything. Like, he didn't have any wood, or it was just weird. So he wasn't a very good player. He played that situation halfway decent considering he put himself in a really bad situation. And this is the next part right now. This is where I'm getting really lucky. The circle's closing in on me, like I said. And now I get this guy. He pushes me. I go ahead and take him out with a couple shotgun bursts. I don't know. I can't understand how he doesn't kill me here. Like, I literally just rushed him with a shotgun. He could have just hip fired straight on and got. I don't understand. But either way, take the win where you can. He must have had potato aim, and he gave me all the loot I needed. So at this point, every single kill I'm getting now is giving me what I need for the next kill. This guy gave me tons of material. Now I can build myself any size base I want. Of course, I don't like anything bigger than a one by one, so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to build myself maybe one more layer, just see what's going on. Of course, I got plenty of medkits, so I got to make sure you have full health. I'm not getting any shields, right? And I do see this guy pushing the ridge with me, and I'm like, well, let me finish medding up, because at this point of the game, I got to assume he's got a shield. I don't have a shield, so I need full health. And now I realize he's got an RPG, so now I'm like, okay, if I sit in this spot, he's going to just blow me up until I die. Now I have to be aggressive. I build a double ramp with the stone. This is probably the best play you can make right here. He can't take out a double ramp with a single rocket, so he's got to use multiple rockets. This puts him at a severe disadvantage, puts me in an advantage to push him, and he has to put away the RPG and ends up losing the gunfight. And that's exactly how you want to play that situation, guys. And now I'm in the final 1v1. I've got my RPG, I've got my sniper, I've got my medkits, I've got plenty of ammo, plenty of material. I am sitting pretty, you know what I mean? I have the circle closing in on me. This is literally the perfect situation that you want to be in. And what I decided to do first was build myself up higher ground. I want to get a scope on if I can figure out where the next guy's at. Now, I have absolutely no reason to push him. However, I do want to just figure out where he's at so I can figure out how to play him. So while I'm medding up, I'm going to just keep an eye out, see if I can see movement. I'm assuming he's sitting in a bush somewhere because I don't see any buildings anywhere. So take note, I'm not camping. I can be aggressive without giving out my advantages, you know what I mean? I don't want to come down from this hill. There's absolutely no reason. Now, what I can do is peek, try and draw his fire. I can shoot at bushes. I can try and kill him from there. I'm definitely not going to come down from this area. This just doesn't make sense. So first thing I got to do is spot him, and I don't know what it was. I started just deciding to shoot at bushes. I don't know if I saw something moving, but something told me to shoot this bush over here. And as soon as I did, I started getting hit markers on him, and that's when he had to make a move. So I shoot this bush, and I realize he's in there. He happens to get a snipe on me. I think after watching this video a couple times, I think he's got a semi-auto because he's managing to take a lot of damage off me, and he's got a pretty accurate shot. So I don't know if that's a scar or what it is, but I don't want to mess with this guy. I don't want to lose. That's 100% true. I have every advantage in my favor, so I'm going to go ahead and take the time to use one of the med kits. And look where I put my fort right here, guys. I built it at the end of the ramp that he might use to get up to me, right? So he's gonna have to build himself another way up if he wants to get to me. These little things that you guys can do to help increase your odds. And at this point, he literally stands no chance. Like, I think it's 99% likelihood I would win. I've got RPGs, I've got snipers, I've got a gold scar, I've got height. He's got his little sniper. That's it. So I can just keep blasting rockets down at him. And yeah, there's obviously, it's a very easy way to win, right? And he basically at this point stands no chance. This rocket, I think the next one gets it for me. So it was a pretty easy win. To his credit, he's got a pretty good shot on him, but he didn't have any advantage. So it is what it is. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're not following me on social media, all the links are down in the description below. And as always, guys, my name is Argon. I'll see you next time. Peace.